Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you are well today. I'm so grateful you took time out of your busy schedule to jump in and join me here during Success Life. My name is Reid, and again, thank you for joining me today. Got a lesson. It's kind of a long title, but I tried to figure out how to shorten it, and I couldn't. It's basically around the idea: are you bearing what you should be sowing, or sowing what you should be bearing? And so I hope you'll take a minute and jump in and join me for that lesson. We'll get started here in just a minute. Remember, tomorrow is Fun Friend Friday, my favorite day of the week. Not because it's Friday, but because I get to have a guest and exchange ideas and interact and hear new thoughts and new perspectives. And it's always fun. Remember, we are using StreamYard. If you haven't checked out StreamYard, you might want to. It's really easy, really simple. It's great if you're trying to do guest interviews. It's so easy for the guest to jump in and join. And the cool thing is you can download it later as both a video and an audio. And so if you want to push it out to a podcast, the audio file is already right there for you to use without a lot of work. So if you are watching on StreamYard and you're in our Facebook group or on our YouTube channel, make sure you take a moment and say hello, say good morning, say how do you do. Buongiorno. Not buongiorno, Andrea. I've turned you into Italian. Buenos dias, Andrea. I guess we could just be French and Spanish and all of it together. Where are you? There we go. See, I knew buongiorno would be needed in a minute. So Greg's been playing this little game. If you're not following him, you need to get over it. No, Nelly, he is not doing the Tour de France. We're talking about Greg, all right? I think I figured it out, but I can't remember what it's called. It's that where you walk the trail of the priests through the Alps or through the mountains or whatever it is. I don't know. He's got some big adventure planned. It's probably he's just going to hit the road and go to Waffle House, but he's trying to turn it into something big. But anyhow, go over and play the game with Greg. It's fun. It's just fun. Good morning, Al. Good morning, Rose. Good to have you in the room. I'm going to be talking about a lesson about bearing and sowing, or sowing and bearing. And if I mess up the word sowing and I say showing, don't worry. It all works out. It's the same analogy, the same idea, the same principle. So let's go with that. So Greg's clues so far, if I get them right. So it starts in the new year, has something to do with a road with a yellow line. And I forgot the other clue, but anyhow, you'll go over there and figure them out. Secret will be revealed live tomorrow. He's probably having another baby. That's it. He's becoming a dad. The long road ahead. Congratulations, Greg. I'm going to let it out of the bag. You're being a dad, or becoming a dad. And your child will be birthed in Italy on a military base. Good morning, Bethany. Y'all got to be loving Bethany. She just pops on all day long. She's got kids. She's got her son. She's got her daughter. She doesn't have a dog or a cat yet, but I'm sure that'll be coming this week. So just keep an eye on her channel and her podcast. So the lesson I really want to talk into, and remember before we get started doing the housekeeping thing one more time, today's the podcast, Developing Leaders. And then tomorrow is the Fun Friend Friday. And that's with Jeffrey Dale Cole, as well. And so are you bearing what you should be sowing and sowing what you should be bearing? That's the lesson I want to go through. Does anybody else have an issue with sound? Well, obviously not, because Greg just about passed out when I mentioned that he was going to be a dad. So I'm kind of sure that we're okay. Yeah. So sound is good, Al. And I'm talking to you as if the sound is good and you can't hear me. Okay. Side note, diversion. Sorry, Al, you just reminded me of a story. So I used to run hotels and restaurants, and we had this kid come to us who was like college age, early college, and he wanted to work with us for the summer, and he was deaf. But he said, not a problem. He can lip read and he'll be fine. And he went to Gallaudet University, which is primarily a university designed for the deaf and hearing impaired community. And he's like, I can do this. And I thought, you know what? If you say you can do it, you can do it. I'm not going to worry about it. Like, if you got a problem, it's yours to figure out because you're stepping up and I'm creating the opportunity. So let's go, let's go. And so one day something was going on and I started yelling at him, like, not like mean yelling, but like trying to get his attention and tell him what to do. And it was kind of one of those moments where you've just like got to deposit the information. And his back was to me. And one of the other people on the team touched me on the shoulder and said, real effective, yelling at the back of a lip reader. And I thought, yeah, that was kind of wasted. So same thing, Al. It's kind of like telling you the sound is good when the sound isn't good for you. But anyhow, see, my life has had so many weird things happen. So since then, what I did learn, in case you're ever in that environment, often if you stomp the ground, they'll feel the vibration, or if you bang like on the counter, because we were often in the restaurant, he could, see the plates jiggle on the pass bar, and he would turn around to see what was causing it, and then I could get to it. But yeah, sign language did not work because his back was to me. But anyhow, that was different. Anyhow, on to today's lesson. Whew. I don't know how I got way over there. Bring me back. Are you bearing what you should be sowing, and sowing what you should be bearing? And so as I started to think about this and realize what it really was talking to me about as I was reading it is, so often we are gifted with these talents, these dreams, these purpose, these visions. And anytime we get called out, anytime somebody brings us forward into it, and says, oh, you're so good at this, or oh, you're so great at that, or man, you really have a gift for this. You really have a talent for that. You should really grow this. You should really grow that. You should turn this into, you should make this your thing. We're like, no. And we start to bury it deep down in the earth where it will never see the light of day and never be able to grow. We start making excuses and we start telling people how it's never going to work. And we start talking about how it's not the right thing to do. And we bury it deep down. And yet what we end up sowing or showing in reverse is everything that should be buried. Our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, our sense of unworthiness, our BS or bogus story, if you want, our past and our history and the opinions of others. Anytime somebody comes to you and says, man, you really have a knack for this, somehow we've become this culture where we have to like deflect it and diffuse it and make it tiny, like, oh, no, it's nothing. Please don't know, like, bury it down, make it go away. No, let's not draw attention to what I can do. Get it way below the ground where nobody can see it. And in doing that, we start to lift up the things like, oh, it's nothing, I'm really not that good at it. Oh, it was just a one-shot deal. Oh, I got lucky. And we start lifting up and feeding and watering and nurturing and planting and expecting it to grow this other idea of what we're not, what we can't be, what we shouldn't be, what we're not entitled to have, all the negative things. And so as I thought about this, am I bearing what I should be sowing? Am I sowing what I should be bearing? I thought, what would happen if the next time somebody complimented me, gave me encouragement, saw my talent, saw my giftedness, saw my dream, my purpose, my passion, my vision emerging? If instead of digging a hole and putting it as far down into the world as I can, what if I simply just said, I received that. Meaning, I'm going to take it in, and I'm just going to let it scatter upon the earth, and I'm going to water it and nurture it and see what comes from it. I received that. You know what? I'm good with that. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Thank you. I received that. I'm not going to evaluate it. I'm not going to quantitate it. I'm not going to try and humbleize it. This false humility thing, too, that bugs me crazy. I'm just going to receive it. And anytime I start to hear myself trying to diminish my giftedness, diminish my talents, diminish my vision and my purpose and my passion, when I start to hear myself like, oh, I'm just lining these up, seed after seed in the ground, just filling them with water, just making it so perfect for them to grow. I'm going to be like, digging it, rooting it up, throwing it out, burying it so far down, it will never come back up. I'm not going to go ahead and nurture those beliefs anymore. I'm not going to go ahead and feed that BS story. I'm not going to go ahead and provide the best soil, the best water, the best sun, the best growth environment for that BS story any longer. When somebody takes the time to notice you and your worthiness, your talents, your gift, the unique thing that you bring into the world, just thank them. Just stop, hear it, feel it, see, like experience it, and then say, I receive that. I receive that, and I receive that. My talents, my giftedness, my uniqueness, my special way of doing things, my vision, my purpose, my passion are gifted to me. They're not because of me. They're through me and for me to go out and into the world and experience it. And when I take them and I bury them so far down deep underneath my BS story that they don't have a chance to grow and see the light, there's a big accountability I don't want to be a part of with whoever and however I receive those gifts. But when I'm able to stop and say, you know what? I received that. I received it and I receive it again as confirmation that I belong on this planet, that I have a purpose, that I have a uniqueness, I have a talent, I have a story that I am supposed to live and tell and share and influence others as part of it. And I'm going to give it everything I can. I'm going to start sowing that story. I'm going to start sowing that passion. I'm going to start sowing that dream. I'm going to start sowing all of the best parts of me, and I'm going to give them everything that I can and every opportunity to grow, because when they do, they are going to produce a harvest. And they're going to produce a harvest that is so big that I just alone cannot handle it. I have to give it away and share it away and feed others with it. And so that's really what having a purpose-driven life, having a purpose-centered life is about. It's knowing that you're here in this place, time, space, among the people you're with, to discover yourself, and then to grow yourself, and then to master yourself, and then to impact and tell others that story so that they can do the same. And that can only be done when we take the best parts of others, the good things, and we nurture and we feed it. So like I said, when I thought about this, am I bearing what I should be sowing? Am I sowing what I should be bearing? In my life, I should be bearing the disbelief, the sense of unworthiness, the BS stories, the things that people in my past have told me, all the negative crap that I carry around ready to give away to everybody around me as my best and, my best. That I should bury. I should dig a grave. I should have a little eulogy for it. Like, hey, thank you very much. You served me well, but your time is over. Bye now. And drop it in a box and bury it and never dig it up. And the thing that I should be sowing is my talents, my giftedness, my story, my passion, my purpose, my dreams. And if you want to take the analogy just that one step further, once a farmer sows something, he doesn't just like walk off and come back 10 years later. No, he monitors it. He tends it. He gets involved in seeing what he can do to help it be safe and grow and water and fertilize and weed and all of those other things. And there's a whole cycle to it, because he knows that if he takes the time to discover what he's going to sow and then grow what he's got, that there will be a time that people will just come and go, man, I see it. I see what you are. I see who you are. I see what your talent, your gift, your purpose, your passion, your uniqueness. I see your story, and man, I want some of that. That's really what we're all here to do. And so I encourage you, sort of listen to your language. Listen to the things that you keep repeating out loud when people call out your giftedness, when people call out your talent, when people call out your uniqueness, when people try and guide you into your greatness. Are you just simply saying, thank you, I received that. I'm just going to receive it. I'm not going to have to like play false humble. And then go out and sow that compliment, sow that joy, sow that life, sow that purpose into rich and abundant soil. And we can go into lessons about where to sow it and how to sow it and how to tend it and all of that. But what I can tell you is when I was thinking on this, I thought, man, there's a lot of stuff I keep right there at the service, like right there. I make sure it's available. And that's the stuff that I need to dump, like bury it deep. Kill that BS story once and for all. So the lesson really is that idea of, are you bearing what you should be sowing? Are you sowing what you should be bearing? Or, like I said, the first time I thought about it before I got all like, oh, biblical. Are you bearing what you should be showing? And are you showing what you should be bearing? Are you bearing what you should be showing, your talent, your giftedness, your vision, your purpose, your passion, your dream? And are you showing what you should be bearing, your BS story? All right. Hope you enjoyed today's Success Life lesson. Good morning. I hope, Al, we get you figured out. I'd hate to have you miss tomorrow's. I'm just reading comments over here. So y'all chat, say hello. Guess what Greg's going to be doing? He claims he's not going to be a father, but I don't know. Who was it the other day? Oh, Dr. Lowe. So she was saying something. I was like, y'all got to remember, I became a dad at 50. Like that's when most people become a granddad. So just kind of mentioning the fact that I feel like a biblical character sometimes with this whole becoming a dad in my late years. So don't be afraid, Greg. You could join me. You are like 10 years older than me, but still, you could join me. Yes, Elizabeth, you need to sow your passions, your purpose, and your dreams. And speaking of that, by the way, yes, we are doing Blueprint for Success as a class. I'm just narrowing down is going to the Grand Canyon. What would be the equivalent of the Grand Canyon? He might be climbing the Alps. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. He's going to go where Julie Andrews did that whole spinning scene, The Hills Are Alive. We are doing Blueprint for Success. The class is going to be in January. There is going to be a mini lesson in December. I'm just narrowing down the dates. The mini lesson is really the 5 strategies to finding your purpose, and then the class Blueprint for Success, or Design Your Success, will be in that first week after the holidays in January. So if you're like, I want to be a part of it, I can't miss it, I don't want to, just email me directly. And I'll make sure you get on the list so that when I announce the 2 things, you don't miss it. It will come with, see, all that stuff's way over there. The workbook and there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with it. So there is a bit of logistics I got to work out. And then what my idea is, I don't know why I'm sharing all this. Elizabeth is probably sitting there going, shh, don't tell people, we're still building it. But anyhow, so the idea will be, we'll do Blueprint for Success. And then as that wraps up, we'll create a membership group where you'll be able to continue to grow your success. So think of Blueprint for Success as discover your success or discover your purpose. So discover is the blueprint part. Grow will be the membership site, and then Master Your Success Life Journey will be sort of the other part. And then the tie-in, see how all these pieces move together? This is what I love to do as a marketing and publisher and kind of thing. And then the tie-in piece is Tell Your Story, which is done through the Skinny Brown Dog Media Group, as well as supervised and worked with me as a writing coach. So it's like once you discover your purpose, and then as you begin to grow your purpose, and you begin to master your purpose, you're going to want to be able to tell your purpose, whether that's in a TED Talk or in a book or in a speech or in a keynote or in a program, or just develop a platform. Then that will be the telling your story. And telling your story is handled best in conjunction with Skinny Brown Dog Media, because there's writing and editors and all of that stuff. So all of the moving parts, you just saw them. This is what happens when I get trapped in the car. But anyhow, I got a jet. I am at like 3 appointments this morning, then stopping in school for Thanksgiving Day lunch. This will be fun. And then back here later in the afternoon. So if you need me, or if you're interested in finding out more about this, or what the costs and fees and which ones are free and which ones are memberships and which ones are paid classes, just email me at eric@ericgreid.com. I will catch you up. My goal is when you wake up, and I'm not doing the Black Friday sale thing. I never understood that thing. Like, why compete with the world? But anyhow, probably by Black Friday, everything will be up and available for you to see. But if you have questions in the meantime, reach out, tag me, talk to me, eric@ericgreid.com. And until tomorrow morning, when we have Mr. Jeffrey Cole in the house, you go out and you live your life with success. Start sowing those things that you dream and desire, because you are worthy of it, my friends. You are worthy of it.